I was at that point where I knew my life needed to look differently than what everybody told me it should look like. So I decided to take a leap of faith that catapulted me into a new timeline, exactly where I needed to be. What's up, y'all? My name is Malaya Kishore. I am a licensed clinical therapist, a certified comedic yoga instructor, and a trauma certified. Okay, I'm done. I'm not done. I just got started. Okay, y'all. But let's get into the video. So one day, y'all, I decided that I was done subscribing to the reality that I didn't choose for myself. You know, living in America as a Black American, America is deeply racist, y'all. Like, I know people don't believe it. I don't know, whatever it is, but it's extremely racist. And living under a system that erased your history, demonized your spirituality, divided your culture, and tried to break you is not for the weak. And it was something I just decided I didn't want to be a part of. Like I was working as a faculty counselor at a community college, and I love the work with my students. I love being able to teach workshops. But when I tell you I was the only woman of color, and those women were racist, not every single one of them, but the system of racism, it was so daunting to the point where I'm like, I just don't have it in me to deal with this. Like, because I don't have to. Like, who said that I have to be bothered with this shit? I don't know, but I just made a choice to say I'm not doing it anymore. And when I tell you, I love being a woman of color. Like being a Black woman, this is everything to me. I love it, but I feel like when you live in a society where you're a double minority and being a Black woman is stigma everywhere you gotta, right? They want you to fit in the box, right? Of wearing weave, being ghetto, being ratchet, being overly sexual, all these different things that is constantly putting you in a box that I'm just like, bro, is this normal, right? But I feel like it's very intentional the way our society puts Black people in a certain box, right? We can look at the media. The media is where the real warfare is. You're being attacked, and there are things that are constantly being projected on you by the media, and it's at a point where it's like, what are we doing? Why is this normal? Why is being in turmoil all the time by your society normal? It's not. It's actually just not. And I think moving to Costa Rica has really just helped me wake up to like what reality looks like and how what reality can look like and how it should look like. Yeah, I had never traveled by myself before. Like I've traveled like, on a plane to go to my friend's place by myself, but I ain't never like been in another country, not knowing the language for real. I know a little bit of un poquito Spanish, but not for real. And I'm here in Costa Rica. So living in Costa Rica, and I have not been here that long, but I've been here long enough, I feel like. And living out here, it's really just like shaped how I see humanity and like the kindness that people have. Like it's a vibe, and it's something I'm not necessarily used to from where I grew up at. And also too, just like the soft life, the slow life. Like everything is very slow paced. It's very chill, and it's not like very consumerism. You have to be over the top. Beauty standards are different, right? The concept of long weave, lashes, all these things, getting your body done. You don't really see that out here. People are just people. They're just themselves, and you don't have to try to fit in a box that does not resonate with you, or you're constantly being put in a box that you didn't choose to be in. And I also feel like just the concept of mass production and just your value based upon how hard you work. I just feel like a lot of that is just it's it's so toxic, right? It takes the value out of you as a person just being enough to be alive. And if you don't have this accomplishment, I feel like it's always trying to get to the next high. And I feel like it's nothing wrong with having goals. And I definitely feel like I have them. But I also feel like I was constantly trying to meet a standard, and I felt like no matter what I did, no matter how hard I worked, it was never enough. And I feel like being out here just kind of showed me like, girl, you are enough just the way you are. And it gave me the space to choose, like, how do I want my life to look? Now I'm like, okay, this is what I want for my business. This is what I want for my career. And it's exciting because I feel like I was able to slow down. And I feel just so immersed in nature. Like like the place that I live in, like it's literally completely open up to nature and all the elements of the world. And when I tell y'all, it was hard. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, it was really hard. Like I felt like the bugs were attacking me when I first got here. It was beating my ass. Hello, but I don't know. I feel like my mindset changed so much, and it kind of just let me really understand like bugs, animals, all the elements are beautiful. It's needed. It's healing. It's therapeutic. Like I used to hate bugs. And I think about it. I watched this guy. He was talking about how like in America, if you think about it, like they have all these movies about like, bugs attacking us and the fly and all this stuff and like, like be scared. But I'm like, bro, it is really not like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of think they're cute and they're sweet. I don't know. I might sound crazy right here, but I feel like I don't know. I kind of think like insects they have value. Everything has a purpose. Everything is trying to survive, trying to live. They want life, and being out here just kind of showed me the meaning of things in a slower paced environment. It's kind of cool if I'm being honest. And I know sometimes people say like you shouldn't let society and people affect you, but I think realistically, that's actually insanity. There's this African proverb, and I might kind of butcher it completely, but the gist of it is that when a child does not feel welcome or a part of their community, they'll burn it down. And when you look in the black community, that's really what's going on because black people have been demonized and put in the bottom tier of the American society. And I mean, kind of almost worldwide in some capacities. But realistically, we've become our own enemies, right? And I understand why, right? We've never been accepted in this world. We were considered as three-fifths of a person at a point. So we didn't even have humanity status, right? In this reality. So I feel as though sometimes I feel like being in America, I really saw myself in the eyes of my oppressors, right? If my hair didn't look a certain way, y'all, I just locked my hair up and I love it. I'm here for it. But like my hair didn't look a certain way. I didn't have a certain way of presenting myself. It wasn't good enough. And even when I knew I was good enough, sometimes you still have that voice in your head that tells you you're not. And I feel like because society is constantly projecting that on you everywhere you go, you're only as good as what you wear, what you buy, how you look. If you're sexual enough, if you're overly sexual, if you're talking a certain way, if you're ignorant, that's the standard of Black America. And it was challenging trying to navigate myself versus who I was being projected as, and then people around me treated me in that way. And when I say people around me, I'm not talking about like my friends or anything like that or my family in certain capacities, family, but more so like, jobs where you're the only person of color, right? Or if you're coming into, professional settings and you're having to kind of prove yourself. It's like, bitch, I ain't got time for that. What do I look like? I'm not over proving myself. It's this whole concept in the black community. You have to work 10 times harder. You have to be a credit to your race. Huh? Why? Who made these rules up? This is what society is telling us. We always have to work harder to be just enough, and then you're still never good enough. So it's really no winning. Let's talk about the concept of consumerism. Always having the next best thing, right? Basically running us dry with this notion of you need to have more and more and more and more. It's crazy. And I feel like I used to do that. Like I would literally buy on Amazon like if I'm like, oh, I need this, I need to get it. Like impulse buying. And I feel like out here, I can't even buy Amazon out here. If I do, I'm not going to get it. So it's no point. And so I feel like I really only buy essential things that I need. So my spending has slowed down so much. And just kind of realizing that these items are temporary. Like what's important is community. Like I feel like where I live, it is such a cool community. Everybody kind of does their own thing. And I love that. But if you need somebody, people are here for you, and it's everybody's gonna smile at you, be kind to you. For the most part, every place is not perfect, but I think that seeing the world from a different perspective and not just the perspective of America, the American dream, it really like opened my eyes up to a different way of living and a different way of seeing myself within this reality. I feel like growing up in America, I always assumed like everybody was treating me differently because I was black. Ugh. And I think coming out here, I really had to like rewire my mind. Like maybe somebody's having a bad day, and I mean it could be the same in America too, right? Maybe somebody's treating you differently because they're having a bad day, which I will push back on certain aspects with that, but I think too, you know, when you are subconsciously preparing yourself for somebody to treat you a certain way, usually they do. So I feel like I needed to just get away. I feel like I was in a fragile, transformative place in my life where I needed to be in an environment that was not riddled in shame, trauma, abuse, demonizing a group of people, and so much corruption. Let's say that. And so I think just where I'm at, this is the perfect place to be while I'm in this transition. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not gonna move back to America because I'm pretty sure I will. Like, but I don't want to anytime soon. I kind of enjoy this whole professional like traveling life that I'm able to do, and because I'm a therapist, I can work wherever the hell I want. And so that's the cool thing about this career I have currently. But moving to Costa Rica, making this big like life change, it was a declaration to myself. It was just me showing and proving to myself that I can do whatever the hell I want to do. This is my life. I can live it however I want to live it. And I think that's more powerful than anything. I think I spent a lot of time being around friends and family who would just complain about things, and this constantly is going this way, and it's because of this person, and blaming and blah 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 blah. And I could have blamed America, like this is why my life sucks because I'm black and da 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 da, all this bullshit. And I think it has factors to it, but I feel like I'm in control of how my life goes. And so like this is really just me taking my ownership, taking my power back. And if I choose to give my power away, that's on me, right? But I'm here to say like I'm taking all of that back because it's mine. It's my world. Y'all just living in it, right? Just like it's your world. We just living in it. So thank you for watching this, y'all. Like if you're moving to another country, if you're thinking about it, like do it. Don't hold yourself back. Even if it's not just moving to another country, moving to another state, just doing something different with your life. Do it. Don't hold yourself back. Like it's no point. We all have an expiration date and we're all going to literally die one day. Just think about that. And 50 years from now, you will sit on your bed and be like, damn, I wish I would have done this. And you don't want to live your life wishing that you would have did something that you can do right now. So do it, okay? Mwah. I love y'all so much. Y'all know I am never going to talk to you again. Just kidding. I'll see you soon. Love you so much. Bye.